My tagline is The Girl Who Dared to Dream. It's in my book title, it's in my social media description, it's something that my friends have started to call me, and it's something that I identify as well. And the reason for that is me acknowledging the amount of daring and the amount of pushing back that I've had to do in my life to get to where I am. I am not immune to failure, disappointment, or discouragement. I have gone to bed so many times feeling like it was the end and I wasn't going to do anything or become anything. But each time I have gotten out of bed, gone after my dreams, and all those things have cumulatively led me to becoming the person that I am today. And I can call myself the girl who dared to dream because I have dared situations, I've dared circumstances, and I have done that because I have learned one significant lesson. If you're going to become anything in your life, then you're going to have to deal with the worst enemy of all, fear. And here is the thing, we all struggle with fear, and if you do not know how to deal with it, it will always hold you back. And I'm going to tell you in this video the 4 greatest fears of life that you need to deal with. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Petronella Mlenja. I'm an author, I'm a consultant, I'm a speaker. I wrote an amazing book, From Gwakwe to Oxford, The Girl Who Dared to Dream. Please do get a copy, it's available on Amazon. So today I'm going to tell you why I am called the girl who dared to dream. It's because I have been so daring, and I describe what I have done and what I've gone through as daring because there are so many times where I could have gone back home and curl up into a ball and never fought again and never gone after my dreams, because sometimes the odds were so much and it was so overwhelming and I could have just given up. But what that have taught me is that there are 4 biggest fears in life that once you overcome them, and once you find ways to deal with them, you are unstoppable. And although you will fall down, you can confidently get up and you can still go after your dreams. Fear number 1 is the fear of failure. It's that fear of, why should I start that business? What if it doesn't fail? What if it doesn't take off? Why should I start that company? What if no one invests in it? Why should I write that book? What if no one reads it? Why should I write that song? What if no one listens to it? It's that constant fear of inadequacy. I am not good enough. I am not good enough. No one is going to like my ideas. I've never known anyone who has done it before. What makes me so sure that I can do it? My father has never done it. My parents have never done it. I don't know anyone who has done it before. What makes me so sure that I can do it? And the fear of failure stems from the conditioning that we have from our households, from our families. It's how we have been raised. And usually we draw role models from the people that we have around us. And oftentimes the limitations that our parents have first becomes our limitations. We measure our success and the furthest that we can go in life based on the people that we know and how far they've been able to go. So the limitations of those before us become ours. So we can't do anything beyond what we have known to be done before, and that constantly brings us down, that constantly constricts us, and we can't go out in faith, or we can't step out in confidence beyond that. And here's the thing, you need to overcome that fear of failure. You need to start telling yourself that, you know what, I can do it. I don't know anyone who has done it, but I'll be the first one. One of my mottos is, I knew what I wanted, it didn't exist, so I created it. I have consistently and at every stage of my life created the life that I wanted. I knew the kind of apartment that I wanted, I got it. I knew the kind of a job I wanted, I got it. I knew the kind of a book I wanted to write, I wrote it. I knew the kind of foundation I wanted to set up, I set it up. I knew the kind of people I want in my life, and I have them. I am so deliberate in writing my story and overcoming the failure that has been created and put in me by the conditions of where I grew up. And that is the first thing you're going to need to do. You need to overcome your fear of failure. You need to stop doubting yourself. The biggest enemy is the enemy within. Once you deal with the enemy within, the enemy without is so insignificant. If you doubt yourself, even if the whole world rallies behind you, you are still not going to do it because the key ingredient is missing. You doubt yourself. But if you believe yourself, even if the whole world tells you you can't, you you can do it because the key ingredient is present, you. So the biggest part of that equation is you. And it's not something that's easy. It's something that takes a lot of unlearning, and it's something that takes a lot of investment into your mindset, a lot of work into and changing your perception, the perception of your family, the perception of your abilities, the perception of your dreams. And once you have that figured out, man, the sky is the limit. Fear number 2, you need to deal. The second greatest fear is the fear of opinions. Oh my God, it's the biggest, isn't it? What are they going to say? Oh, what if I write the book and oh my God, what are they going to say? Oh, are they going to like my pictures? They're going to like my YouTube channel? Are they going to like it? Am I going to get subscriptions? What are they going to think about my jacket? What are they going to think about my earrings, my looks, my hair? Oh, are they going to like it? Are they going to do it? And you realize that so many people have had their dreams shut down because of people's opinions. You told the wrong person your dreams and they shut it down in your face. And one thing that you need to understand about people is people are afraid of what is unfamiliar. People are afraid of the unknown. People take comfort in the common and the known and the familiar. So people are almost always going to attack that which they do not know. So if you are presenting something that's novel to them, they're not always going to be welcoming because they don't understand it. And that is the reason why you should not allow anyone to speak into your life. That is the reason why you should not share your goals with everyone. That is the reason why you should keep some things to yourself. And here's the thing, if you don't invite their opinions, you don't hear them. And if they tell you their opinions and they aren't invited, oh well, you can ignore those ones. And that's the thing. So there are so many ways of dealing with this. The first one is just don't tell them your dreams. The second one is when they tell you things that you know is just spiteful and not helpful, ignore them. So you need to stop caring what people about you. And there's a disclaimer. If you've noticed, my videos always come with disclaimer because I don't want you to live your life so inward looking and with this look at me mentality so much so that you forget that we live with people. I am always for accountability and for transparency, but there is a difference between people giving you advice and pulling you down. And there are also decisions that people have no idea sharing their opinions with you about. Pay attention to those. The third biggest fear is the fear of the past. Oh my God, it's and this one is layered because there's the thing, you fear that your past will catch up with you, you've made mistakes in the past, or fear that your past will stop you. So it's thinking, oh my God, I have failed my O levels. You now have a job, but then because you failed your O levels, you failed that exam 10 years ago, it still makes you feel inadequate. Because you got divorced that one time, you still feel so inadequate. Because your parents, something happened with your parents or your kids, it makes you feel inadequate. There are events that happened in our past that have the potential of ruining our today if we are not careful. And that is the reason why you need to make peace with your past. You can't change it. Okay, yeah, a few facts about your past. It's gone, it's done with. You can't change it. You can't change it. You can either own up, apologize, or you can just make peace with it. You can't go back and change it. And there are people who are okay with it. If people are not okay with your past, and if they want to use it to judge you or to portray you in some light, maybe they don't have to be in your life in the first place. You don't need people in your life who use your past to blackmail you or to judge you. You don't need people like that in your life. Your past is gone and dusted with. Your destiny is not attached to the things that you made in the mistakes. Let me come close to the camera. Your destiny is not attached to the mistakes that you've made in the past. Your worth is not attached to your mistakes. Your past mistakes or whatever that went wrong is not an indictment on the person that you are today. We all make mistakes. We all do things. We all slip up. We all do a lot of things. And you should be liberated from your past. And because once you start making peace with your past, you will overcome the last fear. The last fear is the fear of the future. Oh my Lord Jesus Christ. It's the fear of the known, isn't it? It's we don't go out to try new things because we don't know what the future looks like. So instead of you know that you have a good business model, you've done the work, you've researched it, you've secured the investments, you've done the calculations and the projections and the 5-year plans, and that thing makes sense. But you would rather stay in that dead end job that is not bringing you any value, any stimulation, nothing, because you don't know what the future will hold. What if the economy crashes? What if the business doesn't take off? What if this? What if this? We always choose the comfortable and the familiar instead of choosing that which is alternative. We don't know what the future holds, so we would rather play it safe. We'd rather hold the cards that we have close to our hearts and not gamble too much and not take risks and not take steps of faith because it's unfamiliar, because we don't know. And because of that, we always struggle. You know, we limit ourselves with the future, the fear of a future that we don't even know. And here is the thing: whether you go to school at 25 or 35, you still go to school. Whatever you are scared of right now will still be there in 10 years. So you might as well do it. You might as well take a step in faith. And once you do with those 4 fears, once you do with the fear of failure, the fear of people's opinions, the fear of the past, and the fear of the future, my dear, you become unstoppable. Because you know what? There are no limitations. Everything that happened is a lesson. Every setback is a step, is a setup for a setup. Every setback is a step up, is a setup for a step up. You move forward, you fall down, you pick yourself up, and you continue. You struggle, you forgive yourself, you pick yourself up, and you continue. That's what we do. That's what life is all about. It's about taking risks, getting hurt, falling, bruising a little bit, and keeping going. You can't protect yourself. You can't to be meaningful, to be anything in life. You need to take some risks. TD Jakes says it takes courage to do anything. It takes courage to be influential. It takes courage to have impact. It takes courage to follow your dreams. It takes courage to do anything with your life that is meaningful. And you have to make a decision to be courageous and to deal with your faith, to deal with your fear, and to just put it aside. And as always, what I say in all of my videos, these are not things that you can just work up and do. You can't just unlearn years and years and years of indoctrination, of limitations, of living under people's opinions, of struggling with your past. It's something that you have to be deliberate about. It's something that you have to be that you have to be mindful of, that you have to acknowledge each and every single day as you work up to be better. My hope and my prayer for you is you see the word that you have. Peel off the fear, peel off that behind that fear, that self-doubt, that low self-esteem, that self-doubt. There is an amazing person who has been given so much value by God, and you just have to be willing to see it and to put in the work. That's it from me today, guys. Please do like the video, share, comment, and subscribe. See you next week.